Stephen Smith this week announced changes in the Defence Forces, that women would now be given combat roles, or at least the opportunity to apply for those roles if they want them. Here are a couple of opinions on that.
Studies have suggested maybe 2 or 3% of women might be able to do these sorts of tasks, and right now they're busy being Olympic athletes or making a lot of money playing professional basketball.
My fear is it's going to be like the carbon tax for the army. It's probably a good thing to do. It'll have absolutely no impact on anything, and it'll cost us an awful lot.
Carbon tax for the army. That's
Yes.
awesome, isn't it? I hadn't seen that before. But it is kind of another example, isn't it, of how this government looks a bit different from space or Europe or anywhere else than it does on the ground. Because, you know, viewed from space, this is a government that's doing some quite, you know, groundbreaking things, you know, whether it's women in the military or whether it's plane packaging or whether it's the carbon tax or whether it's the NBN. And people abroad say, oh, you know, plus there's this economy that seems to be doing pretty well comparatively. People from abroad say, God, you know, there's a government that's kind of doing interesting stuff, or agree or disagree. But here it's kind of much more confused, I think.
Yeah, and not just that, though. You have you put the camera on the nation and people aren't rioting either. So the place is actually holding together quite well. But of course, we put a poll on the field and we ask them, "Are you angry?" "Oh yeah, I'm angry."
Are you worse off?
Much.
And when announcements like that are made, immediately people say, "Well, this is a distraction." They threw that out there to distract people from the opinion polls or something.
It was flagged a while back. I mean, it's, and I mean, I suspect, you know, all the same entry requirements to undertaking those frontline positions will remain. It's my understanding is they don't get altered at all. It's just that, you know, gender as a factor.
And it's only a small proportion of positions that were closed to women anyway, which will now be opened up. 7%
of positions, if you made a whole list of army, you know, military positions, and you know, but it was about 18% of actual jobs, I think.
I actually saw someone make the opposite point, that they'd buried the announcement in grand final week, so they can't win either way.
OK, more with our panel shortly. Annabelle Crabb, George Miglagenis and Lenore Taylor. But now, talking pictures.